Morning everyone, Jer here for the 22nd of August with your news. A great weekend behind us, a lot to be positive about going into this week. It is a massive week for a lot of clubs and we expect Leeds to have some movement this week as we head into deadline day. Couple of stuff floating around from lots of different areas. We'll go through it. Most of it's probably not true, but we'll get into it anyway and we'll give you what I think. Yeah. Let's start off with Moise Cifuentes, the 23-year-old midfielder who is playing in the MLS. Strongly linked with Leeds again through the Sun. And if the Sun are reporting it, chances are it's not real. I would rather burn the Sun than read it. But they're reporting that he is... Leeds are hurriedly doing background checks on the player to see if he qualifies for a work permit, and apparently he will. And Leeds are looking at a £6 million move for the midfielder. No. It's just no. No. Willie Gnonto, our regular Willie watch, has now kicked on, and Leeds, apparently according to Football Insider, have agreed personal terms with the player and are now negotiating a deal with Zurich between £4 and £7 million for the player. As we know from last week, Jesse Marsh addressed this and said that Willie Gnonto is not the Premier League striker he's looking for, but they do like the player. He will be coming into play with the 21 team. Not Premier League ready, but he will be supplementary to whatever striker Jesse Marsh wants, and he's made that pretty clear that he wants one. Other stuff that's come out today from caught offside. Bamba Dieng linked about 2 weeks ago with Leeds. The player himself has now said apparently he is open to a move to Leeds. Now, I wonder if that has anything to do with our start to the season. This player has scored 7 goals in 25 appearances. He's 22 years of age and was left out of the Marseille squad this weekend for the game against Nantes, which might be interesting. However, I don't think it's us. Celtic are heavily linked with this player. His goals to appearance ratio in the French league, even at 22, isn't great. And if he's only open to move to Leeds now after earlier interest in him, I don't know. Celtic very heavily linked with the player, so we'll see what happens there as well. Moise Kean, the Everton player on loan at Juventus. This is where this gets interesting. According to Football Insider, Moise Kean is looking at a £17 million move to Leeds from Juventus. However, Juve would have to make the loan move from Everton permanent before they could then sell him to Leeds. So there's a lot of moving parts in that, and you would imagine Everton, who need a striker, wouldn't let him come to Leeds from Juve. It's a very complicated situation. Moving on to Chelsea players, Armando Broja linked again with Leeds today after being linked with Leeds earlier in the window. Ben Jacobs saying that Everton, Newcastle and Leeds are monitoring the player's situation. He may be more open to move to Leeds now, seeing how the weekend went and Leeds started the season. He would be a very interesting player to keep an eye on. I like the look of Armando Broja. I think he'd be a decent sign to bring in to complement Bamford, Rodrigo and Joffrey there as well. Good age as well, but we'll see what happens there. Moving on to players leaving Leeds or rejected. Leeds have rejected a second offer from Newcastle of £20 million for Jack Harrison. Leeds have said that they don't want him to leave. Ben Jacobs has said that Newcastle will struggle to persuade Leeds to sell Harrison. Jesse Marsh has already told the Leeds board that he does not want Jack Harrison to leave, that he's a player very much in his plans and he wants to keep him at Leeds. So I would say that's done and dusted. Jack Harrison not going anywhere. Don't get drawn into it, lads. Don't get drawn into it today. You know, it's the positive day. They've already rejected the bid. 20 million. It's way below Leeds' valuation of him. Newcastle are expected to shift their focus away from Harrison now to Watford's Joe Pedro. We're looking at a £25 million bid for him, which they reckon they'll get him with. So that's interesting. Also on Jack Harrison, he's only the third English player to have assisted in the first 3 games of his club's season in the Premier League in the first 3 games. The other previous players were Martin Pass and Bolton in 95-96. Michael Bridges in 0001 for Leeds, our very own Michael Bridges. So fantastic performance from Jack Harrison yesterday. Really, really positive performance from everybody. All around, just a really, really positive day. This is going to be a big week. There's going to be a lot of rumour floating around. There's going to be a lot of names thrown around. There's a lot of agents going to start putting their players in windows. Let's see what happens. We've got the Carabao Cup game during the week as well. So a lot of stuff's going to happen this week. Let's take everything with a pinch of salt. Stay calm. We've got a really positive start to the season. And let's see where we are by the end of the week. So that's it. Great weekend. Good start to the week. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.